Everyone wants success, but no one wants the process. Everyone wants results, but not the repetition. And here's the truth you need to tattoo in your brain. Success isn't sexy. It's boring. It's the same thing done again and again and again. You think successful people live exciting lives every day? Wrong. They live disciplined lives. They wake up and repeat the unglamorous actions you avoid. They don't chase motivation. They chase habits. And that's why they win. The lie. You need to feel motivated. Let's kill this lie right now. You do not need motivation. You need consistency. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions lie. You feel pumped one day and lazy the next. So if you only act when you're motivated, you're doomed. Think of elite athletes. Think of US Navy SEALs. You think they feel like grinding every single day? Hell no. They do it because it's who they are. They do it because they've trained their mind to obey, not negotiate. Your brain is the enemy. Your brain will say, rest a little. You deserve a break. Tomorrow's better. That voice, that's your comfort zone talking. It's the voice that keeps 98% of people average. It's the voice that wants you soft. You have to be the voice that says, I do it anyway. I train no matter how I feel. I show up when it's boring, because repetition is power. The winners are boring people. That entrepreneur who built a $10 million brand, he woke up and posted content every single day even when it flopped. That creator with 1 million subscribers, they uploaded hundreds of videos before anyone watched. That athlete you admire, they took 10,000 shots alone in a gym before the world cared. They all have one thing in common. They were consistent when it was boring. So, what should you do? Here's what you do. Choose one hard thing you'll do every day without fail. Schedule it. Non-negotiable. Do it even when you're tired, uninspired, and bored. Repeat. You don't need hype. You need a routine. You don't need a new goal. You need repetition. Success doesn't come from intensity. It comes from consistency. Mastering repetition, the hidden superpower of high achievers. Why most people quit too early. Most people never lose because of lack of talent. They lose because of boredom. They start something with excitement. A new business, a fitness plan, a YouTube channel, and when it stops being fun, they disappear. But here's what the winners know. The first 30 days are supposed to be exciting, but the next 300 days, that's where the real work begins. The power of repetition. Think about this. A boxer doesn't win in the ring. He wins in the gym throwing the same punch 1,000 times a day. A coder doesn't become great by building one app. He becomes great debugging 10,000 lines of code. A speaker doesn't crush a TED Talk overnight. They rehearse in front of a mirror for weeks. It's not variety, it's repetition. The boring stuff done over and over is what builds mastery. Boring is the blueprint. Let me say it straight. Boring is not a problem. Boring is the blueprint. Want a six-pack? Eat the same healthy food, and hit the gym every day. Want to build wealth? Budget. Invest. Repeat. Want a strong YouTube channel? Film. Edit. Upload. Repeat. You don't need more excitement. You need more focus. And you need the discipline to do it without drama. Unlocking the real you. You know what's on the other side of boredom? Freedom. When you no longer need motivation to act, you've become unstoppable. When you do the work no matter what, you become dangerous. Why? Because 98% of people stop when it's hard. They stop when it's dull. But you become the 2% who rise. The 2% who own businesses. The 2% who lead industries. The 2% who live life on their terms. Daily boring equals lifetime results. Here's the final word of this part. If you can't master the boring today, you'll never live the dream tomorrow. Do your reps. Do your journaling. Do your outreach. Do your reading. Do your uploads. Every single day. Turning boredom into breakthrough. How to rewire your mind for the long game. You're not bored. You're undisciplined. Let's get brutally honest. I'm bored. It's not fun anymore. I don't feel motivated. Those are excuses your lazy mind creates to avoid discomfort. But here's the truth. You're not bored. You're just not addicted to growth yet. You've been trained to chase dopamine, not discipline. Netflix gives you a hit. Scrolling TikTok gives you a hit. But success gives you nothing for a long time, and then it gives you everything. Flip the script. Train your brain like a winner. You don't need more stimulation. You need to rewire your brain. Here's how high performers think. This is boring? Good. That means I'm building consistency. No results yet? Perfect. That means I'm still early, and I haven't quit. Same routine daily? Great. That's how mastery is built. Every representative without reward is training your mental callus. And the thicker that callus, the more powerful you become. Boredom is a signal. Use it. When boredom shows up, don't run, lean in. That's your cue that your comfort zone is ending. It's a sign that growth is about to begin. So what do winners do? They systemize success. They create routines that don't rely on emotion. They build habits so strong that motivation becomes irrelevant. Motivation is for amateurs. Habits are for pros. Boring routines build billionaires. You think Jeff Bezos felt excited packing Amazon boxes in his garage? You think Serena Williams loved waking up at 4 a.m. every day for 20 years? No, but they did it anyway. Because boredom doesn't stop the mission. And when you're mission-driven, your feelings don't matter, your actions do. The 2% code, armor up for the marathon. Let this burn into your brain. The world doesn't reward excitement, it rewards execution. So the next time your mind whispers, "This is getting boring," whisper back, "Good, I'm getting better." The repetition advantage. Why legends do the same thing every day. Greatness is hidden in repetition. Here's what nobody wants to hear. The most elite people in the world aren't doing new things all the time. They're doing the same things, over and over, and getting better each time. You're chasing novelty, but the winners? They're chasing refinement. Kobe shot the same free throw thousands of times. Warren Buffett reads financial reports every single day. Beyoncé rehearses the same steps, the same lines, until they're flawless. Because success isn't sexy, it's structured. Repetition is a weapon. When you repeat something with purpose, you master the micro. You eliminate error. You build muscle memory for life. And the best part? Repetition removes hesitation. You stop overthinking, doubting, second-guessing. You become automatic. You become dangerous. The myth of motivation hacks. Just try something new. Stay inspired. Keep it fresh. That's advice for the 98% who never finish anything. If you want to be the 2% who win, here's your hack. Do the same thing every single day, even when you're tired, even when it sucks, especially when it's boring. That's how you build momentum. That's how you create compound gains. Repetition creates time freedom. You might say, but I don't want to live a robotic life. Here's the paradox. The more you repeat, the more you free your mind. The more structured your habits, the more time you gain back. Routine is not prison, it's power. The average person is busy all day and still feels lost. But the elite, they have 5 habits, done daily, and they run the game. Repeat, refine, rise, make your mantra. Same moves, sharper results. Your boring routine today is your breakthrough tomorrow. You're not behind, you're layering greatness. Every day you repeat with intention, your mind, body, and spirit align. When it's hard, go harder, dominate through resistance. Pressure creates power. Success doesn't come when it's easy. It comes when you lean in, when life pushes back. Most people slow down when it gets hard. You go harder. That's the difference between potential and power. Resistance isn't a sign to stop. It's a signal to level up. Every champion was forged under pressure, not in comfort, not in calm, in chaos, in adversity, in fire. Mental toughness is built, not born. You don't wake up mentally strong, you build it, like a callus, like armor. How? You push one more representative. You stay one more hour. You repeat even when your brain says enough. And over time, that toughness becomes unshakable. When most people are folding, you're still focused, still fighting, still rising. Pain is temporary. Quitting is permanent. The hard part is not the end. The hard part is the beginning of transformation. Your muscles scream. Good, they're growing. Your mind resists. Good, it's rewiring. Don't fear the pain. Fear being average. Because pain fades. But that legacy? That stays forever. Adversity is the filter. The moment gets hard, and the crowd disappears. That's not failure. That's filtration. Only the committed remain. Only the consistent rise. Only the obsessed survive. Everyone wants the prize, but only the few embrace the price. Double down when it's dark. The world gets quiet when it's hard. No applause. No support. No shortcut. That's when you double down. Recommit to your vision. Reignite your fire. Remind yourself, I don't shrink, I strike. The secret of boring discipline. Why 2% stay relentless. Boring builds billionaires. Success isn't built on hype, it's built on habits. On daily, boring, quiet discipline. The 2%? They understand this truth. Excitement fades. Execution lasts. It's not about what you do once. It's what you do every single day even when no one's watching. Repetition is reputation. You know what separates pros from amateurs? Repetition. The pro runs drills even when it's raining. The pro records again even after 50 takes. The pro shows up when it's not sexy. Want legendary results? Then live a legendary routine. Want to stand out? Then master what others get bored with. Small actions, giant impact. People underestimate the power of small, but the greats, they know the compound effect is a beast. 1 hour a day. One focused task. One win stacked on another. Do that for 6 months. Your entire life shifts. Boredom means you're doing it. Right? If your path feels repetitive, good, you're on the right track. Ordinary people crave variety. High performers crave results. You're not chasing dopamine, you're chasing dominance. You don't need motivation every day. You need a mission. Don't let boredom break you. Here's the trap. The moment boredom kicks in, most people quit. But the 2%? They lean in harder. They don't need it to feel fresh. They don't need fireworks. They just get it done. That's why they win. That's why they never leave the top. No plan B. Burn the boat, own the mission. Burn the boat, or you'll swim back. Success doesn't come with safety nets. When you have a backup plan, you subconsciously believe you might fail. The greats, they cut off all exits. They go all in. They don't say, let's try. They say, this is it. This must work. Total commitment is rare. Most people, they dabble. They experiment. They test the waters. But the 2%, they dive head first. They don't ask, what if I lose? They ask, what will I gain when I win? No plan B. No retreat. Only forward. Why? The mind needs pressure. Pressure creates clarity. When failure isn't an option, your brain stops negotiating. It doesn't entertain distractions. It stops making excuses. It shifts to one gear: execution. You can't tiptoe your way to greatness. You stomp, claim, and conquer. The power of obsession. Want to succeed like the 2%? Live it. Breathe it. Sleep it. Obsession over balance. Balance is for average. Obsession builds empires. This isn't about being reckless. It's about being relentless. Own your mission, or be owned by distraction. When you know your mission, distractions fade. Parties don't pull you. Haters don't faze you. Comfort doesn't trap you. You're not hoping to succeed. You're committed to it. Not if, not maybe, but when. Be so locked in that failure doesn't know where to find you. Let's be real. Most people never reach greatness not because they aren't capable, but because they're trapped. Not in a prison, not in chains, but in an invisible cage called comfort. The cage is built by the familiar, your friends, comfortable. Your job, predictable. Your habits, repetitive. Your thoughts, the same every day. That's the cage. It's quiet. It's soft. It feels safe. But it's the very thing stopping you from becoming the person you were meant to be. Success doesn't come to the comfortable. It comes to the obsessed, the wildly focused, the ones who break out from their predictable loops. The lie your environment tells you. You're doing fine. You don't need to push harder. That's a lie. Nobody else is doing it, so why should you? Another lie. Play it safe. Don't take risks. The biggest lie of all. These messages are all around UTV, social media, co-workers, even loved ones. They mean well, but they're still keeping you small. You need to rewire the input. If you want a new outcome, you need new input. Change what you see, hear, and surround yourself with. That means unfollow comfort. Block out negativity. Turn off the noise. Tune into growth, hunger, ambition. You don't need permission to change your life. You need courage. And courage is built in uncomfortable places. You want to grow? Change your environment. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Ching Jim Ron. You already know that. But here's the twist. It's not just people. It's your habits. It's your apps. It's your choices. It's your morning routine. It's your food, your scrolling, your focus. Everything adds up. You're either feeding your future or strengthening your cage. Escape now, not later. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need a sign from the universe. You need to wake up right now, right here, and walk out of that invisible prison. Take one bold step today that your old self would never dare to take. That's how you start escaping the cage. Mic drop moment. Your environment is either programming you for average or for excellence. If it's not pushing you, it's trapping you. Break free or stay caged. Your call. Let's stop glamorizing the grind. Because truth is, success is repetitive. It's not a fireworks show. It's a daily, gritty routine that nobody applauds. You don't wake up inspired every day. You wake up and choose to show up anyway. The winners aren't motivated, they're disciplined. Here's what most people don't get. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the engine. Motivation is what gets you to the gym once. Discipline is what gets you there for 365 days. You want the magic? You want the transformation? It lives inside those days when you don't feel like doing it, but do it anyway. Excellence is boring. Top performers eat the same meals, train the same way, repeat the same mindset, read the same books, refine the same skills. It's not sexy. It's not flashy. It's boring consistency, and that's what creates mastery. The elite repeat. Your dream needs you to be boring. That business you want to build, that body you want to sculpt, that life you crave, it's all waiting on the other side of repetition. Not once, not twice, not until it's convenient, but until it's automatic. Why most quit? Because it's dull, because there's no immediate payoff, because you're not in the mood. Let me break it to you. Success doesn't care about your mood. Success responds to moves. You think you need more motivation. What you really need is momentum, and that only comes from consistent, repetitive action. Stacking tiny wins. Stop swinging for home runs every day. Start stacking small wins. Woke up early? Win. Drank water instead of soda? Win. Wrote one paragraph? Win. Showed up at the gym? Win. Stack, stack, stack. Boring? Yes. Powerful? Absolutely. That's how champions are made. Mic drop moment. The boring work builds the brilliant results. You want to rise? Do the dull stuff. Repeat it until it becomes second nature. Then do it some more. That's where the real power is. In the repetition you hate lies the version of you that you can't wait to become. Prove it to yourself. No one's coming to save you. Let's get brutally honest for a second. You've got dreams, right? Big ones. You want to build something epic, something unforgettable. You want freedom, success, respect. But here's the raw truth. No one's going to do it for you. No mentor, no coach, no lucky break, no secret formula. The cavalry isn't coming. It's you versus you. And the sooner you accept that, the faster your life changes. The mental shift. Victim to warrior. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for a perfect time. You're not a victim of your past. You're not a prisoner of your circumstances. You are a warrior of your future. The people who win, they don't have more support. They have more ownership. They don't say, why me? They say, try me. Accountability equals power. Here's a secret. When you blame the world, you give it power. When you own your outcome, you take it back. Say this to yourself every day. If it's going to happen, it's up to me. That's not pressure. That's freedom. You don't need permission. You need action. Results. Don't lie. You don't need to prove anything to anyone else. You don't need applause. You don't need followers. You just need to prove it to yourself. Show yourself you can be consistent. Show yourself you can follow through. Show yourself that you are a finisher, not just a starter. Results don't lie. Excuses do. No more handouts. No more hoping. You're not entitled to success. You're not owed anything. You want something? Go take it. Go earn it. Not with dreams. Not with affirmations, but with daily discipline and relentless effort. Repeat after me. I'm not waiting. I'm not hoping. I'm not asking. I'm doing. This is the season where you outwork your past, outgrow your excuses, outlast your limits, and become the person no one thought you could be. Closing bomb. Nobody's coming to save you. But guess what? Nobody needs to because you've got this. Now go prove it.